Hello and welcome to Shed TV. In the background there, behind me, you can see my 1995 Nissan Sunny. Let me show you that in a little more detail. I haven't got a lot of room here, but I'll just quickly walk around. It's a three-door hatchback, M-Reg. It's a bit of a tight space this. Why don't I take the camera inside of the car and take you for a little drive. Well, hopefully that camera angle's alright. I've had to improvise a bit by gaffer taping the camera mount thing to the back of the headrest, so maybe I can come up with something better in the long run, and I think I can talk to you in the rearview mirror. But anyway, let's give it a go. It's not been started for a while, but heater's going full. I'll tell you the reason for that in a moment. Started well enough. Yes, the reason the heater was on full is that it had got rather damp in here, and well, it does smell a bit musty. The last time I drove it, I ran it for an hour or two to try and dry it out. Ooh, move a little bit closer to the pedals. It's a 1400cc, I believe. It's 5-speed manual, basic model with very little in the way of extras. Wind-up windows, no power steering, and no air conditioning. Very little, in fact. Even the mirrors you have to move by hand, with little levers. This car actually belongs to my dad, or rather it did belong to my dad, but I've kind of swapped my old Fiesta with him. The Fiesta's a bit newer, better car, and he quite likes it, so I said he could have that, and this car's been parked, well, actually in the shed that I used to have, for about a year. Not really been used, but still got some MOT on it, and I thought I'd get it out and dry it out, actually unload some of the stuff that I've had stored inside it since I've moved it over to my house. So I don't have the shed anymore. It was acting as a bit of a shed itself, and as I say, I've now emptied it out. And I'm not completely sure what to do with it. My dad doesn't want it. It's got a few issues, but none of them particularly serious. Certainly nothing detrimental to its safety or performance. It's all kind of cosmetic. It certainly works pretty well. And well, as you can see, it started on the button. It did, for the last MOT, it did have a new battery put, I say for the last MOT. I mean, when it went to the garage to go for the MOT, I had to jump start it then, because it hadn't been used for a little while then, and the chap put a new battery on it then. So no problem in that respect. And yeah, seems to run all right. Noise, that's because I've got the sunroof on. So close that. There's that one. The sunroof has been a bit temperamental. I think, as I say, quite a lot of water got into it. I'm not sure whether it was just condensation or whether it had been leaking or what, I don't really know. But it's been parked for a little while now, and the rain doesn't seem to have got into it, so I'm not entirely sure what that was all about. But it would seem that, I don't know whether you can see this in shot, but up here above the windscreen there's a console where the switches are for the sunroof mechanism, and I think water must have got in that, because when I took it for a drive last time, the sunroof kept opening of its own accord, so I assume that the switch was shorting out seems to have stopped happening now, but we'll see, won't we? It's not the sliding backwards and forwards button, which is the left-hand one of the two buttons. There's a right-hand one. Is the left-hand one, which does the sort of pop up and down aspect of it. Other than that, everything else seems to be working just fine there. As you can see, we're on a fairly country road, and we're not going massively fast. We're doing 40 miles an hour at the moment, and it runs very nicely. Gear change is quite nice and slick. There's no power steering, but it's quite light. It's quite a nice old-fashioned Japanese car, to be honest. Oops. Forget to change gear. My everyday car is automatic, and I've had automatic cars for so long that whenever I get into a manual, I forget to change gear half the time. I find myself shuddering around corners. So yeah, things that it could do with having dealt with. I think it could probably do with a set of shock absorbers, maybe springs as well. It's a bit bouncy and a bit wallowy. It's done 96,000 miles, so I assume it's on the same springs and dampers that it was when it was made. But in the boot I've got a whole load of spares, including a full set of McPherson struts. I must admit I've not looked at. I don't know whether that includes the spring and the damper. We'll have a look anyway. My dad has had, I want to say 5 or 6 of these over the years. He had one from brand new, a K-Reg one, which was about 90. Bit of a bump in the road there. About 1993, I think it was, when he retired. He had a new one then, or maybe it might have been a year old, but it's pretty new anyway. That was a 5-door hatchback, and then he drove that pretty much until it died. It lasted years and years and years, 10 or 15 years I suppose. He put a lot of miles on it in the early part of his retirement. And at the end of that period he actually bought another one of about the same age, but with fewer miles on it. And he continued to do that right up until this one, which he must have had for about, I'm not sure now, maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe a bit longer. I'm starting to get a bit tired. It's had a bit of welding on the sills and the back corners, which I'll show you in a bit. And what's going on here? Oh, forgot to change gear again. Yeah, as I say, it's had a bit of welding on the sills, and everything else has been sort of repaired as necessary. No, the point was that as he had the same sort of car for years and years, it seems to have amassed quite a lot of spares. I think a couple of them went to the scrapyard, and he kept a couple of bits from them. There's bits of rear lights and all sorts of things. He also seems to have amassed some second-hand, like, what do you call it, new old stock spares. It could probably do with a set of windscreen wipers as well. Where should we go? Let's go this way. This is a bit of a faster road. See if I can get the windscreens clear. That's not great, is it? Yeah, it's definitely much of the steering wheel. Yeah, you can see my hands on the steering wheel. I was soaring at it a bit there because it's a bit, it is a bit wallowy. Other than that, aspects of it with the suspension that probably wants repairing. Where the sills have been welded, it's solid, but it's a bit rough and ready. So cosmetically, that could be tidied up a bit. And there's a few scabs of rust around about the bodywork, a few dents and scratches. I'll take the camera out and show you around it when I find a suitable location to stop and have a look. And make a series of videos about it, or whether just to stick another year's MOT on it and sell it on. Whiny old gearbox. There's a beeper attached to the indicator. I think my dad must have put that on. Into Western Subbage, where I lived for about 20 years before I moved 2 or 3 years ago. It's my old local pub in front. Phone box has been adopted. That was very scruffy for a long time. Oh, and there's a sign giving away that I was going 32 miles an hour. Naughty. Past my old driveway. Actually got quite a steep hill. Excuse me. It's pulling up here nicely. Second gear. Revs into third. Ooh, is the clutch slipping? No, I think it was just revving hard. I thought the clutch was slipping for a minute then. This is Dover's Hill on the way over into Chipping Camden, and all this area to the left over here is National Trust. These woods here and on and further up are all managed by the National Trust. It's a very nice area. Nice place to go for a walk. Double back now and heading down Saintbury Hill. Dover's Hill is over to our right. I've gone round the top, a bit that I've edited out. It's just going between one and the other. And I think, with a bit of luck, we might be able to pull over down here and have a little look at the outside of the car. Let's just see. I'm pretty sure there's a bit of space over here. Walkers about today, making the most of the nice weather. Let's pull up onto here, I think. Looking down over the Cotswolds, lovely view. Turn the indicator off. How annoying is that? You notice how quiet the car is on idle. Let's turn it off. Okay, I'm just going to grab the camera and take you around the outside. How about that for a view? Fabulous. So here we are. Parked too close to this gate to get far enough away to film this properly, but there's the front of the car, as you can see, so it's not in too bad condition. bodywork's okay on the whole. This sill down here, as you can see, has got a bit of surface rust, and that's where it's been welded. It's all actually very solid, even if it looks a bit scabby. And it looks like my dad's painted the bottom half of this with a brush black. And a few marks. Tailgate's a bit rough and ropey. I think there's an hole behind that. It looks like a bit of filler there. And I noticed that the number plate was rather loose, so I think there's some holes behind that. So perhaps that could do with a coat of looking at. Wheel arch on this side, it's got a bit of a rough scab. I suspect that there's a trap there underneath that fuel filler area where mud has got to it and caused rust to form. There again, it's rusty there as well. Same sort of issue on this side where the sill's been patched. It's not quite as rough on this side. But yeah, on the whole, it's not too bad looking. So there's a dent in the boot lid there. I'm quite tempted to have a little go at this. Show you the rest of the inside. It's not in too bad condition. On makeshift camera mount there. You see most of this in that shot. The seats are dirty, but they're all right. This one's a bit worn. And in the back, yeah, it's okay. It's not too bad at all. Very 1990s Japanese. Slightly different angle as we're heading back. It's got more of me in it. You can make your mind up whether you think that's a good idea or not. Can't see very well behind me actually. Parked up on the end of a hill. Oh, I can reverse it to here. Ooh, a hole there. I'm struck by how quiet this is. I keep thinking that it's stalled, and it hasn't. It's fine. I have to say, I think this is quite a comfortable, nice to drive car. I think with a bit of improvement, it could be a whole lot better. I think I'm answering my own question as about what I'm going to do with it. I think I'm going to keep it. I'll see what my wife has to say about that though. I've pointed the camera back towards the windscreen now. I think you've had enough looking at me, and I'm going to head back home. Pleased to say that in this 10 or 15 minutes that I've been out and about, that the temperature gauge has stayed just below middle. No warning lights of any kind have come on. It's not making any noise. That's not a gear. That's gear. That's bad, so it's not making any odd noises. So it doesn't if you put it in gear anyway. Yeah, no rattles, no bangs, no clonks or clicks. Other than maybe from the trim a bit. But nothing to worry about, I don't think. Heading out to the A44 now. Broadway's just across the way there, and I'm going to head back towards Evesham on the main road. Give it a little bit more of a run. Itself, by the way, I opened it a short while ago. It'll just make a bit of noise. But that's 60 miles an hour. Quite smooth. Not as quiet at this sort of speed, obviously. tube might not seal very well. And that might also explain where the water ingress is. Brakes are good. I think what I'm going to do is make a list of the things that it wants doing in order of priority. I'm also going to send it for an MOT just to make sure that everything's okay with that. I'm not quite sure when the MOT is due. I think it's in a couple of months, but I might get that done soon, and then if there's anything that is safety critical that wants doing, I can get it done straight away. Hopefully this video isn't looking too disjointed. Obviously I'll have edited out the bits where I'm not talking. Otherwise it'd be epically long and even more boring than it already is. Oh, I think I better wait for this chap. Almost back home now then. Hope you found this video in some way interesting. I'm hoping to try and make a few more videos. I've been a bit slack recently, and I don't know. Maybe this car might be a good project to get the ball rolling. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. I'd be interested to hear your views. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, then please do. Here we go, back at home then. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll be making another video soon.